Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Ross. I'm known as the Brotographer here on the internet. I own a production company and gym in Central California, and today we're going to be doing a rig breakdown. I posted a reel on Instagram a little while back. It's got about 80,000 views now, and a ton of people asked for a rig breakdown concerning this A7S III build. So first things first, this is an A7S III, but this can be used for like the FX3, the FX30, A7IV, A7III, A7R5, anything like that. You know, just essentially not one of the big cinema cameras like the FX6 I'm shooting on now, because it is a rig. I don't really need it. Anyways, so I'll do a little rig breakdown. I'll talk about all the parts. I'm not going to build it up for you, but I will give you everything that you need to know and kind of my mentality behind it. So why have a rig like this? So a couple reasons. Number one is the weight. I like having a lot more weight on a camera like this so you don't get those micro jitters, even though it does have image stabilization, but you're not always using stabilized lenses. So sometimes you're using manual lenses, all that. It just helps with the weight and helps get rid of those micro jitters. Next, you're able to add a V-mount battery and a monitor, which I absolutely love. So when you're putting together a rig, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but the way I choose to think about it is building up the rail system and having the V-mount plate and V-mount attached to that rail system, having the camera on top of that rail system, and then the handle up here. So we'll kind of break it down that way. So first things first, you need to have a cage. This is a cage from Small Rig. It's my all-time favorite cage that they've ever made for the A7S III. It's super low profile, and I wish that they would make cages like this for all their other cameras, including the A7IV. Yeah, all the other cameras. Low profile, not too tall. I hate a tall rig. Still have access to all my controls, which is an absolute must. So if we start with the base plate system, you can use any tripod mounting plate. If we go to the top view here, you can use any bottom plate. That's totally fine. You know, depending on what your tripod is, whatever. But what's really important is this 15mm rail plate from Small Rig. This is the 1674, I believe. That's what we're gonna have the rails mounted to. Now these rails are up front. These are the 8-inch rails you'll see here, just in case I have manual lenses on or I can attach a follow focus. But as you can see, the rails go all the way back, and that's what I have the Nitsy mini V-mount plate attached to. So the camera sits on that base plate. The rails go all the way to the back. The V-mount plate sits on those, so it's not attached to the camera, yanking on it in any way, and then the V-mount can just go in there. There's a couple, well, there's a million different mini or regular V-mount battery plates that you can get, but I chose to go with this one because it's a little more expensive. It's about $100. I chose to go with it because of the outputs. Got an 8-volt, got multiple D-taps, got USB-C, so you're not attaching any of the cables to the actual V-mount. You put the V-mount on and everything else comes off of the plate because the V-mount power is running through it. Because of that, I can have the D-tap, which runs to a dummy battery in the camera, and then the 8-volt goes all the way around and actually powers the monitor. This is the OC Lilmon 5 monitor. As you can see in some of the B-roll here though, I also love to attach the Vaxis Atom A5 because it can transmit to another identical monitor if somebody wants to watch it, and it's just a really nice monitor. But I typically like to stay with a 5.5-inch monitor. I don't like the 7-inch monitors. They're just too big for this style rig. Anyways, so we've got the bottom base plate, the 15mm rails, the battery plate that's attached to that, but now we've got the top handle. This is the Nitsy Stinger handle, and it's my absolute favorite top handle of all time. I would use it on the FX6 if I could, but I typically need like XLR audio there. But anyways, this is the NATO version. So the NATO just attaches to a NATO plate that I put on top of the camera. Then I've got a nice sturdy handle here. Got a Small Rig monitor mount up front, and I don't like putting my monitor mounts on top of the handles because it, again, just gets too tall. So this one allows it to get out in front and still have, you know, full access to my monitor. I can see it low, high, whatever. Now well, I guess that's pretty much it, aside from the Small Rig mini matte box up front. You can put the circular variable NDs in this matte box. It's really nice. It also gives you a little bit more flare control. But last thing is cable management. I don't remember the name of the cables, but again, check the links in the description below and I will put them there. They're probably, you know, Amazon cables, but cable management is huge. And there's this company called GetSprig, and I will not build any of my camera builds without utilizing their little cable management system. These ones can go into any quarter 20 thread. They're super sturdy, and I even have it down in between the camera and the V-mount plate that you can't see, but it allows you to route cables wherever you want. They're not hanging and dangling. It's important to have good cable management and to find the right length of cable. For this particular build, this right angle to right angle HDMI is absolutely fantastic. Again, link in the description below, but I would highly recommend it if you're building a system like this. You don't have a bunch of extra HDMI cable lying around. Anyways, I mean, it's pretty simple, guys. I hope some of you who requested it on Instagram were able to find it over here on YouTube. But that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything like that. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Let me know if you want more rig builds like this, if you want them more in depth, less in depth, to get straight to the facts. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up. I really enjoy making content like this and I can't wait to make more for you guys. Find me over on Instagram, _Brotographer, if you're not following over there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.